What's up, party people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live in a living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time, DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote. And maybe you can have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Let me entertain you. Speaking of entertainment, today on the program, oh my goodness, a return engagement for Richie Mullins. Yeah, if you've been a long-time listener, wait a minute. If you've been a short-time listener, you know who Richie Mullins is. We talked to him probably two and a half months ago, back in April. And we got to know a little bit about Richie Mullins, but we're going to get to know what's going on with Richie Mullins now. He's a singer-songwriter, guitarist, musician, somewhat a pianist, little bit of piano, but more in the guitar and the singer-songwriting, country music. He's from Michigan, but now he's in Nashville doing his thing, and we're going to get to catch up with Richie Mullins. All right, let's see. This week's shows. This week, oh my goodness, I have a weekend off. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I think I'm going to go on a date with my wife. The Rab in Conway, Arkansas. It has a band on Friday nights, which is usually when I'm there. The band is called Stage Fright, and I think that they start at 9 p.m. So if you want to check out the Rab in Conway, Arkansas on Friday night, go check out the show, Stage Fright. And I think on Saturday, I'm going to go with the mother and father-in-law over to some barbecue somewhere between Valonia and Jacksonville. There's a really good barbecue place. I wish I could remember what the name of it was, but it's probably better I don't tell you, because you'll probably show up on Saturday and try to bother me. I hope you do. Find me in a barbecue place on 107. It's Route 107 between Valonia and Jacksonville on Saturday. See if you show up. Who knows? It could happen. Stranger things have happened. I think I put it out one time on my Facebook page. Hey, anybody want to have lunch at this place? And I had quite a few people show up, and we all had lunch together and had a good time. It's nice. You can use the internet for good. Yes, you can use the internet for good. That's fantastic. All right, that's enough intro. Let's get into it with the cowboy, Mr. Richie Mullins. I got him on Skype, so if you're listening to the audio version of this, I encourage you to check out my video version on my YouTube page, youtube.com/user/KeysDAN. Skyping Richie Mullins now. You're a professional cowboy.
Turning that way eventually.
Well, you know what? As we discussed on the last podcast, you are somewhat a professional cowboy. I mean, you rode horses, you baled hay. That's pretty much your favorite exercise, or at least it was at one point. Is that still what you do for exercise?
No, unfortunately, I wish I did. I don't think farms don't pay enough anymore.
Yeah, but at one point you were doing it for free. I remember at the end of the podcast, I was kind of reflecting on when I was a firefighter. I used to like to swing axes and swing hammers, and that was some pretty good manual labor. Kind of what they do. When I hear about the what is it, the CrossFit, where they're churning tires and lifting ropes and stuff like that. Now, if you get outside in the yard and actually go out and do some of that stuff rather than, just go into a gym, I think you'd probably get just as good exercise and probably get a lot more benefit out of it. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. I actually, if I finally get time, I plan on actually trying to train again. I used to, when I was younger, in my early 20s, I did MMA.
Oh, man. Now, when was it UFC 1, the first one with the Gracies, with Ken I can't remember his name, but a big dude. And I remember all the Gracies, Half, Henzo, Hoist. Those were the guys when I saw them fight. And when I saw that first UFC, and this is probably, my goodness, got to be more than 20 years ago that I'm thinking about that, it blew minds. And I'm sure it's not just my mind, but it blew a lot of minds out there. Oh my goodness. But that was something you were getting into? Are you a grappler, stand-up fighter? What's your style?
I was stand-up, and I also did groundwork also. So I did Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay, now you're talking about the Gracies, man, because I know they dominated. The grapplers were kicking butt over the stand-up fighters for the longest time, and I'm guessing it's still that way. I haven't seen a UFC fight probably in 15 years, because those first five it was just amazing. But I'm sure there's still some great fighters out there. Do you keep up with it at all?
All I knew is when I was fighting, if I was fighting a ground person, I wanted to stay on my feet, keep them from getting low.
Yeah, I guess the Greco-Romans, even when I'm watching movies, I still think about it. Tie them up, get them, wrap your arms around them, get them tied up, because the stand-up boxer is just no match with somebody who uses their legs just like their hands. I know when I was taking Taekwondo, that was one of the things that they wanted to do, was teach you how to use your legs like they were hands. Like you can grab stuff, you can kick, and it's just, you got that extra length, that extra distance.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yeah, because I was in Muay Thai, they rely on kicks quite a bit.
Yeah, I guess kickboxing and Muay Thai kind of have like similar backgrounds. I know the Muay Thai. I was watching a movie called Kickboxer with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Jean-Claude was talking to his brother, who happened to be the champion of the world, and he says, I was watching him practice. He was kicking a building and he was knocking it down like with his legs, just kicking the pilings of the building. Is that something that you were doing? I remember I had a teacher that liked me to kick trees.
Yeah, when I was training Muay Thai, and kickboxing is actually a subdivision off of Muay Thai, because boxing and kickboxing started from Muay Thai, actually.
I believe that.
When I was training, I was first kicking Muay Thai heavy bags, and then I eventually graduated to regular bark trees, and then they put me on bamboo, because bamboo is much harder than normal trees, and I started kicking those down. And in Thailand, that's what they have them do for cracking their shins, callousing them over, so they can eventually just kick a bamboo tree down. They can break someone's leg with just one kick doing that.
I believe that. And speaking of bark, like in bark trees, I'm hearing the bark of that lovely dog. He made a special appearance last time on the podcast. I think he was the star of the show. If I had somebody giving feedback, it was the way that we were talking about doggies. Oh, just the love, it's nice that it's was it a beagle? Like a big dog and a little dog, a beagle collie. Is that right?
He's a black lab mixed with dachshund.
A black lab and a dachshund. I knew it was a big dog and a little dog. I couldn't remember exactly which one. And then here's the spoiler for those people out there that didn't listen to the podcast last time. It was artificial insemination. No, a big dog didn't run at a little dog or whatever, or vice versa. Yep. All right. So I mean, shoot, we were talking about. Well, last time we were talking about music, and really it's only been a couple of months, but what a couple of months it's been. I remember the last time you were teasing the new album that was going to be coming out, and I'm guessing the album has come out. Tell me about it, Richie Mullins.
The album actually is coming out on July 3rd.
I'm excited.
So it's not out yet, but everyone can pre-save it.
Yes.
Find the pre-save on my Facebook, and I will have it on my website. It has 10 songs that I'll show you that it has 10 songs in it. So 5 songs that haven't been heard yet, including the ones that have been out there.
Well, I remember the last time we were talking, you had your first album that had come out and it had, what was it, 12 songs on it? And then you had a special edition that had 14 songs. How did that go? Or is that the album you're talking about?
My first album, which is Joan, that one's gonna have 10 songs, and then eventually I'm actually slowly gonna release the other songs. Things have gotten changed a little bit, like normally does in any industry. Things change, but the songs that were going to be on deluxe are going to be released as singles slowly. I have a lot of songs I've been putting in the studio, getting ready for getting out there, but people see them gradually come out, and they'll be hearing more new great music.
That's fantastic, man. I know we were talking last time about live performances and you getting out there and then possibly getting some collaborations. If people want to slide into your DMs, business only, they should come in and maybe, have some collaborations with you and invite you to go to their clubs. I know you're a fan of singing your original music rather than doing covers. I know every once in a while you got to sneak a cover in just to kind of give them a little taste of what you could do with somebody else's song. But if you got all the energy and the ability to make your own songs, my goodness, why wouldn't somebody want to hear one of your bouncy tunes? And I know that you have some stuff out there that's just it makes me bounce. It's like it's cowboy music. I'm watching. All right, since the last time we talked. I'm watching Yellowstone. The wife and I are all caught up with the 5 seasons of Yellowstone, and we're ready for more Yellowstone to come out. And when I was talking to you last time, when I started watching that show, I started thinking about you. Yeah, you popped into my head, Richie Mullins, being the cowboy that you are, wearing the hat. Yeah, got the look, got the feel, got the music. I know that, was it Ryan something? He's one of the cowboys. He plays Carter, but he's also a contributing artist to the music as well. He's he has the look of a cowboy, and he's also a singer. So he can double threat. He can play in the movies as well. Huh? That's something. Yeah. What about taking your act in front of the camera and maybe making a movie? Would you be open to that?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I'm really much of an actor at all because never tried it, never even thought about trying it. But you never know; things happen.
Yeah, if somebody offered you a role, maybe they thought you had the right look. They saw you on stage someplace, and they said, "You know what? I'd like to have him, play a cowboy or whatever type of show they want to put you in." I mean, you're a young guy. You're 30. My goodness. You're whippersnappers, I think what I called you last time. And I know I'm rehashing a lot of last episode because I'm excited to talk to you again, man, and find out what's been going on since then. Joan, about your grandma. And then you said you gave us a little sneak peek about a song that you were writing for your dearly departed mama. Can you divulge on that one?
That will be one of the ones I'll be releasing. I can't say the name, but like I said, it was definitely pretty much the day that she passed, I actually wrote it because whenever I have, usually when I have a song starting in my head, I gotta write it down or else my brain's gonna lose it. But that one I wrote in less than 10 minutes because it just flows so easy, and I know I was grieving. Came about, and it will be released sometime, probably this year. Not exactly sure, to be honest, but I will be announcing when it does.
See, that's something that you're doing. You're navigating this music business because it is a business, and it can eat you alive if you don't get with the right people. Have you been able to find some people that have helped you navigate the business part to where you could market your music, where you could find people to help you with your social media? I know you said you had a lovely gal that was helping you in some ways, and I don't know. Give the people an idea of where you are social media wise. I think I was talking about a little bit I know we brushed over it because we went over to another subject about branding, the Ryan Mullins, because I know there was, I'm sorry, Richie Mullins. I'm thinking about Ryan from Yellowstone. No, the Richie Mullins, because I know that there was a famous singer, a gospel singer named Richie Mullins, and I was wondering how we could differentiate you if somebody was Googling Richie Mullins, and I know we got to worry about that. How do you find yourself on the algorithm? Is it Richie Mullins online? You could brand that everywhere, or what's the official company name for you, Richie Mullins?
Well, I've been having some people help me. My promoter, KeysDAN, he's been helping me a lot with promoting every single time everything comes out or before it comes out. And I am now actually with a small independent label. I think I'm gonna pronounce it right. Pairway Productions. I think I pronounced it right. Not sure, but he's doing a great job. He's actually starting to get stuff lined up for me for even performing live. He's gonna be pushing stuff out for me, and honestly, like with YouTube or Spotify, it's if you put really Richie Mullins and then one of my songs right after, it will pop up. But I know since the algorithms of all these streaming services, especially YouTube, I'm just starting out, so they don't like to hand me to people that easily. Like the ones that have like millions of subscribers or views, they're always first because they're out there already. They're known. But if you put my song name right after my name, I will come straight up.
Well, let's see. Let's give that a shot. I'm going to go ahead and pop that into my Googles. If I put Richie Mullins Joan, there you go. It's right there. You got Amazon. You got QO Buzz, whatever that is. Twitter comes up. Your Spotify, your Apple, your Boom Play, whatever that is. Richie Mullins Music. Instagram pops up. I think somebody's helping you out. I think you're doing it right, whether somebody's helping you or not. You got your Facebook pops up. So yes, I would say that would be the branding right now. If somebody was, if somebody wanted to get the word out about you, Richie Mullins, the country singer from Michigan, but now in Nashville. And I want to talk about Michigan if you've been back there. But Richie Mullins Joan. Put that in your Googles. You're going to find all the places that Richie Mullins has been hanging out. So tell me, Michigan, have you been back since the last time we talked in the last couple of months?
No, I haven't. I want to go back, but with how hectic everything is, money issues for me. Yes, I'm getting my music out there. I'm scraping the money up to do it. But the life of a musician, an artist, is never easy, especially when you're not up there playing stadiums. We're pretty much broke all the time. Everyone thinks, oh, all these artists got money. No, most of us don't.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, and I know my loyal listener is going to get tired of me saying it. The entertainment business, the money can be good, but the work's not steady. It's a constant hustle. You're always working. And I said that. Have you been back to Michigan? My goodness, I've been in Arkansas since 2009. How many times have I been back to Miami or the Florida Keys? 0.0. It's tough because I'm hustling myself. I'm between the podcasting and the radio and my day job and the DJing on the weekends and weddings and parties and stuff like that. It is a constant hustle to try to make it by. This house is not free. This DJ equipment, this stuff sitting here, this podcast equipment, it's not free. So when people hand me a check for a job that I've done, man, there's a lot of times they'll say, "Hey, here's your check, well done." I said, "Well, this is going all back into the business. I need to get some new speakers, new microphone, new recording equipment." I'm guessing, all right, if you make $1.99 goes back into the business, and hopefully you can live on that 1 penny. I mean, am I projecting? Am I getting it kind of right in your life?
Yeah. Any money I get goes straight into the music. Of course, I have to pay my bills like everyone else, but yeah, like I have to pay for new strings for the guitar. Thankfully I haven't had to pay for picks in a while because I bought a huge pack from Sweetwater. I love their business anyways. But yeah, I have to even a couple of my guitars I actually made new cases for, and that's my stuff again.
I love that puppy. And let me let Sweetwater know that they need to sponsor you. Please sponsor Richie Mullins. He buys a lot of stuff from you already. Give him a couple bucks, please.
Yeah, I plan on getting some Gator cases for my acoustics. I have 2 of them that are in other cases, but I love the Gator ones for travel because they're much stronger. They have locks on them, so if anyone tries to break into them, they can't do it.
Yeah, Gator makes a lot of different cases. I know I have some soft cases that I use for my mixing board. Tell me about the cases that you bought for your various guitars. Are they soft or hard or lockable? What happened?
They're all hard case because I won't go without, because traveling, they'll get jumbled around. And they all have locks on them. So that while I'm traveling, like I said, even if a latch does open, the other ones won't. And if someone ends up stealing, which I know has happened to other artists, that their instruments got stolen, they won't be able to open it unless they jam a tool into it to break the lock. And at that point, they're probably going to bust the guitar. And it won't be worth anything at that point.
Well, I want to talk to you about gigging. If you've been doing any gigs, I did a gig last weekend at Fairfield Bay Marina, and yes, I said marina, and they had me out on this floating dock, which is so scary. Oh my goodness! All these little pieces of equipment, the little wires for your controllers, the different, maybe even a microphone, a wire, any pieces, a pick would fall between the grates and go down into the water, and you just wave bye. Well, after my part, I was doing 12 to 4, and then at 5 o'clock they had a band, Dunlop something. Oh, I can't remember. I wanted to give them a shout out, but they had a band, and I saw the drummer go by and the guitarist go by, and hundreds and maybe thousands of dollars worth of equipment right walking right by me out to the floating dock. I was on a sturdy dock on pilings. They were out on a floating dock, and it was just scary as can be. Talk about gigs, man. But tell me about, have you been gigging in the last couple of months? You got anything lined up? Do you have people that are any nibbles where we can hear you play? I know Broadway wants to have all covers. You told me that last time. Come on, Broadway, get with the program. Richie Mullins needs to be out there. But anything in the works?
Yeah, actually. I haven't had anything recently, but on July 22nd, my friend Levi, he had a massive heart attack. It affected the back of his heart. A lot of medical costs because of it. And so the recording studio that I work with, they're actually organizing a benefit concert for him. And that will be in Lebanon, Tennessee, at on the Opry stage at the Wilson County Fairgrounds. And you can find that if you search my page, you'll be able to find the ticket info, the poster. I'll be one of the performers there, actually, on stage.
Okay, let me see if I'm reading it right. I got July 22nd, 2023, from 4 p.m. till 9 p.m. live music, Opry stage, Wilson County Fairgrounds in Lebanon, Tennessee. Tickets are only $15 or 2 for $25. That's a bargain, and that's Levi's Heart Benefit concert. And you have it at outhousetickets.com. I think there might be a / Levi's Heart. Outhousetickets.com. That's pretty cool. Outhouse. Huh.
The artist lineup will be posted, I think, in 3 days, I believe. It'll show the times everyone plays, but there's quite a few of us that are actually donating our time to perform to raise money for his benefit concert.
Yeah.
And there will be also Pairway Productions, or Pireway. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. The label, the owner of the label is actually going to be giving away some instruments, auctioning them off for that benefit.
Well, I'm seeing the way it's spelled, Pireway, Pireway. So I'm going to guess Pireway. Okay. And they can correct me if I'm wrong. And please, send me a comment or email keysdan at AOL.com to give me the pronunciation key. I'd like to get it right. But no, it's good to give credit where credit is due. It's nice that you're in contact with these folks. It looks like Pireway Productions is helping you out. And then Platinum Storm Records, is that something that you're involved with as well?
Yes, they the owner of the studio is actually under that too. That's Michelle. She's actually the key owner of the studio. The producer is Spike Jones.
Yeah, we talked about Spike Jones. I remember we were saying that I was saying that there was a famous, very famous old timey Spike Jones that's no longer with us. But yeah, your Spike Jones is still going strong and taking care of you on your business side. And last time we talked, you didn't have a full band. You had a good comrade of bass player. Are you still hanging with the bass player? Are you still looking for another part of the rhythm section and maybe some lead or some other instruments?
Yeah, it's still going like it was. My bass player, he's still going strong. He's still doing good, jamming together. We'll be doing performances together. And yeah, I'm still looking for lead, drums, all the instruments that I'll need to make my songs full and just amazing. I also, later this year, I was told by Aaron, the ones that owns the productions, that I don't know what month it is, but he actually has it on his social media even posted that he is organizing a festival and Shenandoah will be there.
Shenandoah? What? That's going to get you to a whole nother level. When you play with people that are... What's that? Go ahead.
I'll be performing on the second day.
Wow. Hopefully you get a chance to interact with Shenandoah and you know, those are people that have been around for quite some time, and they've gotten to a certain level, and I'm sure you can benefit from watching them, from picking their brains a little bit. So I'm hoping that you get a chance to really talk to them and not just maybe get a selfie, but really get a chance to talk to them. What do you think? You're going to be able to? Have you talked to them, or you were just waiting for that day?
Well, actually, Aaron, he told me that over the phone that he actually is going to plan on me having dinner with Shenandoah.
That is excellent. You know, it's nice once you get to a certain level to be able to go back and reach down, pick somebody up, and bring them up with you. You know, so I hope that dinner is very fruitful. You know, not just nourishing for your belly, but nourishing for your heart and for your mind, and let you learn some things as well. But I'm still listening to your music, the stuff that you have out there. It's fantastic. I mean, it's bouncy, it's fun. You do have different kinds of music, but the bouncy stuff is the stuff that I really appreciate. But what is the new album? I thought maybe it would be already out by now, but tell me what kind of music influences do you have? Is it a little bit more that people can recognize the Richie Mullins style, or are you getting influenced by other people? I know that you were appreciative of rock and a little bit of the hip hop, and you were appreciative, but it just wasn't your jam. It's not your bag. But tell me about your influences for the new album.
Well, my influence has always been I love country music, as that's what I do. Blues, jazz, older rock. I love really old rock. I actually even sometimes listen to metal. I love blues. I love jazz. I first started, like I said before, I first started learning blues and jazz on the guitar. That's what I first started learning. My influences mainly came from between like 50s and 60s all the way to 90s country, and that's where a lot of my sound comes from. My newer songs that I've been recording do have electric guitar in them, like Brooks and Dunn. I love their work, absolutely love it, and I know they have electric guitar in their stuff quite a bit. I loved Montgomery Gentry before Troy passed away. same thing. Had electric guitar a lot. They were amazing. A lot, especially the '90s artists. They really were a huge influence on my music.
Well, that's the thing about that that '90s and even the 2000s rock. A lot of, a country. It felt a lot like the '50s rock. Rockabilly. And I know that you were raised by your grandparents primarily, so they gave you a lot of influence. Listen to that good old timey music. Up there in Michigan.
Yeah.
So that gives you a good musical base because good music is good music. I mean, if you listen to Hank Williams Sr., there's a reason he was great, man, because he's got music that still holds out today. Jambalaya is a fantastic song. Tear in My Beer, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Marty Robbins, with his El Paso and those Western songs. So, these are songs that will live on and on and on, but you have a good bass in your music. You you learned guitar at 14, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
That's when you started. And then you even got into a little piano. Have you been practicing your piano, young man?
No, unfortunately, I don't have one. So I would actually like to do that again because I'm pretty sure that I'll still be able to play a little bit of chords I was taught because of muscle memory. Because like I tell people that have dropped an instrument for a while, they think that, oh, I can't do this. I can't drum, I can't play guitar. I haven't done it in 10 years. Pick it up. Just start messing with it. Your brain and your muscles will remember because of the muscle memory. It's always ingrained in. It won't go away.
Yeah, that's just it. You'll blow minds. Okay, when Eddie Van Halen had the Jump video, and I know he was playing guitar primarily. He was known so much for that red guitar with the white tape all over it, I guess, and the white stripes. But then in that Jump video, he started playing the keyboard in part of it, and I was like, "Whoa, that's pretty cool!" The guest star, the Black Lab, was it Black Lab Dachshund?
Oscar. Yep, his name is Oscar.
Oscar, okay. Oh, he's so sweet. He's so sweet. Oh, he's a good dog. Well, since the last time that we talked, I think I don't know if I had the cat back then. I have an orange tabby cat named Mama Kitty, and she is the sweetest thing. She was like an outdoor, in the yard, stayed outside all the time cat, and she's getting older, so my wife convinced us to can we bring the cat inside, and it's probably the best thing that's happened to me in a long time is having a nice pet that you can just, it lowers your blood pressure, makes you feel good. You sit there on the couch, maybe watching your shows, having a sip of your tea, and you just rub that animal, just love.
That's why I love animals in general. I just love everything about them, but they, like with me, I do suffer from depression and anxiety, and my pup, he definitely helps me with that completely. Because when I'm in a really bad mood, he'll come up, stick his nose in my face, or put his paws on me, tell, hey, just pet me, be okay.
Yes, between that and hey, look, I'm happily married to my wife, and hey, I noticed on your page it says in a relationship with Allison Mullins. Did you guys get married?
Mm-hmm. No, actually, it's a weird thing. Her family has the last name too. No, trust me, no relation whatsoever. It was together.
You froze on me.
Side of my family is a Dutch last name.
Oh, you froze on me for a second. You said last name, no relation, and then it was what?
Thing is, I didn't know there was so many actually different Mullins families out there that weren't related. You never know how big the world really is, and small it is too. But the other part of my family is Dutch, so they have a last name that's not common, and if I ever see it, I know they're related.
That's fantastic. I remember you made me think of what was it, Austin Powers? the second Austin Powers movie, his dad, played by Michael Caine, says, there's two things in life that I don't like: circus performers and the Dutch. I know he was having a joke, but oh my goodness. But no, I imagine if you watch that movie, you're going to go, the Dutch, hey, what do we do? So what?
I've actually watched all Austin Powers movies.
Oh, okay. So you know that line.
I love Austin Powers, actually. I know back then it wasn't the greatest for kids to watch because of the content. Back then it was vulgar, but my grandpa, he didn't see anything wrong with it, actually.
Let me tell you, there are way too many films that I watched way too young. Okay. I know at 11 years old, 1980, I watched the movie Death Ship. I watched The Shining way too young. My parents were just like, my mom and my stepdad were just like, whatever. whatever. But back in 1980, we watched whatever the parents were watching. It wasn't about the kids, so if the parents are watching Hawaii Five-0, guess what you're watching? Hawaii Five-0. No, it's not, Dad, can I watch this? No, I'm watching the ball game. No, you cannot watch what you want. We got one TV and we're watching this. And in fact, if I want to change the channel, guess where my remote is? You are my remote.
TV.
Yeah, that's right. You go up there and you flip the channel. Yep, from 5 to 7. Bam, bam. There you go. So you're the television remote. Man, these kids today, they don't know how good they have it. Everybody's got their own screen. I just got older.
Yeah, my great grandma, when she was around, she still had an old TV from the Netherlands that was the same style as the American one. The big rabbit ears. Then you had to go up just for the volume itself. It was a dial on the TV, and then it had like only 5 channels on it, 1 through 5. And that's it.
Oh, if it's deluxe, if you got the rabbit ears, and for my loyal listener who's under the age of, I guess, 20 or whatever, rabbit ears were metal. They look like hangers that were straightened out, but you had 2 of them that would jut out. And if sometimes that wasn't enough, so you'd have to take aluminum foil and put it at the end and make a little flag out of it. And then really, if that wasn't enough, you get your little brother to touch the top of the antenna of the rabbit ears and put his hands up in the air and wave it like he does care. And maybe you can watch Batman and Robin if he stood in the right direction. Yeah. Oh, there's Batman right there. There he is.
They just tell him to hold it.
Yeah, stay right there. But I can't see the TV. Shut up. You can hear it. Oh, man. But hey, I don't even know if we talked about it. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I do, actually. I have, on one side of the family, I have 2 sisters. And then, yes, I know you're there. And the other side of the family, I have 2 sisters and a brother.
Well, how are they doing?
They don't really contact me a whole lot, so I know one side's doing decent, the other side, not fully sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. Once you get out of the house, sometimes it starts to spread out. I know my brother and I, we were pretty close when we were young. And, everybody lived in South Florida, obviously. We all lived in one house. And then, my mother's gone to Tennessee, probably just south of where you are. And then my brother, he's in Walla Walla, Washington. So he went as far from Miami as possible. And then here I'm in the middle of the country. But, we try to keep in contact. It's tough. But now with this internet thing, we can do just like what we're doing right now. Skype each other and chit chat and do FaceTime and talk on the phone. I mean, it's nice to keep in contact with your blood relatives. Those are usually the ones that'll stick with you forever, with a few exceptions. Sometimes you get a bad batch. You can't pick your family, but hopefully 1 or 2 of those family members is worth keeping in contact with.
Yeah, definitely. I still talk to my grandpa when I can. I know he's in a nursing home. He has extremely bad hearing from the wars that he was in. But I still talk to my uncle, still talk to my little sister on the Dutch side. The Mullins side, not as easy, but I still talk to them once in a while.
We'll talk about being deaf. Since 1986, I've been wearing these headphones and probably cranking that volume way too loud. But what I used to tell the kids when I was on a rock station, if it's too loud, you're too old. But as a singer, as a live performer, you got to worry about your hearing. Do you wear protection when you're on stage? I know there's a lot of people that wear those in-ear monitors that you can adjust the volume. Have you invested in any of that, or do you wear any kind of protection while you're up on stage?
I do, actually. It's not in-ear monitors. I have some. They're called erasers. You lightly put them in your ears, and you can hear everybody at normal level. Like my Marshall stack amp that I have, it's 100 watt. It's made for stadiums. I could turn that all the way up, and if I have those erasers in my ear, it's down to normal talking level. Actually, when I got it from Guitar Center, I was extremely surprised on how well they were made. I've had them for 10 years, actually.
Fantastic.
I eventually do want to get those in-ear monitors. I've never had them. I've only heard about them. So I would love to try those out, see how they work.
Well, I mean, they are pretty expensive, but that's that's a relative term. If you really want the best, you save up for the best. If you want the good guitar, and I know you had that Yamaha that was $150, but then, you've stepped up since then. You've gotten better equipment because you need to have the right tools for the job. And one of those tools is definitely your hearing. You don't want to be like Beethoven, my favorite composer of all time, to where he's deaf by the time he's, trying to write his Ninth Symphony. He can hardly hear a thing, if he could hear anything, but protect your hearing. I worry about that sometimes. I think the loudest concert I ever saw heard was the Who back in the 80s, and from I've heard different conflicting stories where it was 500 to 700 to even more decibels, which is crazy. Like a lawnmower is 100 decibels, so imagine 7 times a lawnmower just screaming at you constantly. Oh, that's going to take a toll. My ears were ringing for the next 3 days. It's tough, and with you sitting next to your Marshall stacks, I'm sure it's incredibly loud. Do you ever have like ringing in your ears after a show?
No, because like I said, the erasers, when I use them, I no matter what, if I'm going to be near loud equipment, I have them in because I am very protective over my ears, my hearings. I know if I don't have my hearing, the music won't be so good on me. So I make sure every stage I'm on, I have them in. So it's all perfect because I have very tuned ears. I don't want to lose that. And hearing is a very important thing.
All right. Well, let's talk about the business side since we're in it. People that want to hear about your life story, they can go back and listen to that last podcast. We went pretty good in depth of where you came from. But Pireway Productions, how did you get involved with them? And you said it was a lady that was running it, Michelle. Is that what you said?
No, actually, she's not running Pireway Productions.
Oh, sorry.
It's the recording studio.
This technology is great. I think you froze. She runs Platinum Storm Records then.
The Cabin Fever Productions. She also runs that. It's the recording studio that I record in.
Okay.
Pireway Production is Aaron Dave Smith.
Okay.
I think I said his name correctly.
Well, I mean, I could see it here. It says Aaron Dave Smith. That's a pretty standard name there.
But he started Pireway Productions. I actually a week ago was actually trying to remember how I met him.
Yeah.
I've been talking to him so much I forgot. I think it was he friend requested me on Facebook. And then he was interested in my music. I went on his Arts Discovery channel show about 2 or 3 times already. And I met some really cool people on that. He's introduced me to cool people. And then when he got his label running, and he's got a lot of people signed on there, I think over 80 now. And yeah, he's already getting things going. He has another page. I can't remember the name exactly, but his social media and Facebook will link you to everything that he does. He has a charity that he does that he gives away guitars to kids or anyone that wants to start music. He goes to concerts, venues, and hands out instruments for free.
Okay, I'm seeing it right here. It says founder Pireway Productions and the Guitars for Kids project at Pireway Productions nonprofit. That's pretty cool. And it looks like he lives in Ash, North Carolina. Have you ever met him in person, or are we doing this internet thing?
It's been over the internet the whole time. I do plan on meeting him in person for sure. Because I have been to North Carolina, but I just haven't been to Asheville, North Carolina yet. I'd love to go on his land because he has many acres. He wants to invite me to go fishing and hunting up there, which I absolutely love fishing. I love hunting too, but fishing I love so much more, so relaxing.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that. You were thinking about, I mean, one of your end goals, one of your bucket lists, at the end of all this, music thing, this work thing, you're working towards a goal of getting yourself a few acres and maybe putting a horse on there or a couple animals. Is that still in your dream?
Oh yeah, that's my dream house. If I ever could get to that, I would love a small or decent sized farmhouse and have like 10, 15 acres on it. I know it's very expensive to do that, but I would absolutely love it. Love to have like 1 to 2 horses. I love horseback riding. Other than fishing, that's the most relaxing thing in the world. I know music is first for me for relaxation. Then it's fishing and horseback riding are tied on that, to be honest, because I've been horseback riding for most of my life. So I can ride rein train and pressure train both.
Oh man, that's fantastic. I was talking to a lady that does dressage, where she does a lot of jumping, and I talked to her on the podcast probably 4 years ago. But the horses are an amazing creatures, but they're just so big and so powerful. I think the last time I was even near a horse, I was spooked to no end, because the animal's just, as big as I am, that animal is huge, just so powerful. But you got to know how to handle them, or they'll handle you. But tell me about your TV shows. Are you watching any television, any movies? What's your viewship like, or are you an outside guy?
I love being outside. I don't really watch TV because I think it's been like 12 or 14 years now. I haven't had cable. I just don't like TV. I'll go to the movie theater. I like seeing movies still. Honestly, I watched the new Transformers. I grew up with that cartoon. It was a good movie. I loved it. I love horror movies. It's one of my favorite genres. It's just hard to watch any new horror movies these days because it's just not as good as it used to be.
Oh, I just turned my wife on to Evil Dead. She watched that for the first time, and she went, "Huh, that was pretty good." Evil Dead and Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. And if I can get her to watch Ash versus Evil Dead as well, we'll put her right into it. That's stuff from the 80s. But, even before that, that horror stuff, Night of the Living Dead, that was a great film. I like the horror genre. Me and my buddy, John Canada, who I've been friends with since the early 80s. Every time we'd watch horror films, we'd be leaning forward in our chair, just giggling. Oh, get him. Get him, Jason. Get him. Get him, Mike. Come on, get him, Mike. But
one of my
what's your favorites?
one of my most favorite horror movies is 13 Ghosts. It was a really good one to me, and I loved The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, but 13 Ghosts is there's the original and the remake. Have you seen them both?
Yes, I love the original most.
Oh, okay.
That was it. I know it was the most graphic one that they made, but it was just so good.
Yeah, I mean, some of that stuff you have to suspend disbelief. Back in the day, there was no computer animation, no computer generation, so you had to make the models. There was some skilled labor. So talk about people that work outside and work with their hands. The model builders, people that would design the effects. Yeah, I know. If you cut somebody, blood is not going to squirt out of them, but it's to watch it on TV, just like buckets and gallons of blood just flying out of people. It's you have to suspend disbelief, and I guess I probably should have put a warning before I said that. A trigger warning to anybody who's worried about buckets of blood. I didn't know that was going to come up in this podcast, but you never know what you're going to get. We're here talking about Richie Mullins, talking about what makes him tick, all the stuff that gets into your head, that you turn into music, you turn into songs for the people. I mean, what's the new inspiration? You got I know grandma, mama, tragedy. You've lost them both over the years. You've lost friends, your guitar teacher. You've lost him over the years. So inspiration for the new songs. Is it listening to guitar driven country songs? You said Brooks and Dunn. You said Montgomery Gentry. Is that what's inspiring you to go further, to be like them, and then put your own Richie Mullins spin on it?
Yeah, what inspires me? Well, life events inspires me mostly. Yes, I was influenced by all the country music completely, but I don't try to sound like them. I try to sound myself, be myself, have my own sound, which I was told by my deceased guitar teacher before he passed to be that way. I've been told by many high up individuals in the music industry to be yourself, have your own sound. You'll be more noticed that way. It may take time, but people will love you more for having your own sound than it is to copy someone else.
I'm glad you said that the instructor said it before he passed away, because he could have been one of those 13 ghosts that visit you while you're in bed at night trying to get to sleep. Hey, I'm trying to sleep here. I know you want to tell me some important stuff, some life wisdom, but okay, I'm waiting for the song. All right, and I'm looking out for your girlfriend. I'm looking for the song called Allison. Have we written a song for Allison?
I actually have written one for her. It's going to be a little before that's out.
Okay, still working on that one. See, I'm looking out for you, Allison. Looking out for you.
It's recorded already. It's recorded already, but I give everything time. Like all the rest of the songs I was going to put on the deluxe, I'm putting out slowly. So I'm just taking a different approach to it, because I have learned in the industry, albums do get somewhere, but it's more or less the singles that are really targeted a lot. That's what I've been learning.
Your patience is incredible. Okay, I've been doing this podcast for probably more than 4 years now, and as soon as I record them, I want to put them out right away. I mean, I know that there's podcasts that'll record the podcast and they'll save it. Oh, yeah, this will come out in the next 4 or 5 weeks. 4 or 5 weeks? No, I can't wait that long. I want to put that out like tomorrow, and this podcast will probably be out tomorrow. So when you're listening to it, it's today, tomorrow. So, but I don't know about holding music. You record it, you mix it, you take it to that nice studio, you mix it, you master it. You got people that are helping you to tweak it. Hey, you should take the octave up a little bit here on this one. And then you have this fully formed song. But what can it lives on a hard drive somewhere. When do you release it? Do you release it right away, or why do you wait?
I wait. Like my grandparents, what they told me, patience is a virtue. And the other saying they said, all good things come to those who wait. And I firmly believe in both. Because to me, if you rush in life, you won't get where you want to be. The biggest belief I have, which life has shown me, just wait and let life show you the way. Let life hand the stuff to you, and everything will go according to plan.
I like that, man. I like that so much. My man, we're catching up. The last time that we chatted, you had the Richie Mullins music.com. Is that still the spot to find you and find everything about you? Can they buy some records on there?
Yep.
Is there links to various social medias? What do they find when they go to Richie Mullins music.com?
They'll find my songs. It's being updated pretty soon, actually. It's got to get updated because I've been so busy I haven't been able to really do much to it. But I have someone that will be updating it. And it's not me, maybe, or I hire somebody who wanted to do things. But there's also going to be a merch line that is going to be coming as soon as I can get it. It's just hard to afford this stuff, but I will be getting that as soon as I can.
Yeah.
And
okay.
My website's still the same. My social media is still the same. You can see everything I am going to do. I know I don't post a whole lot on my social media because I forget. For one, I forget to post stuff. Two, I'm really busy, but I try when I can. But my promoters, they help me with posting stuff, letting people know what's going on. And my friend Aaron, the one that owns Pirate Productions, he also will update everyone too.
Fantastic. It's good to have a team. You got people helping you. We could do on our own. We can get to this level. To get to the next level, you need some help, okay. I'm looking at your personal Facebook. It says Richard, and that's got to be something Dutch at the end with the Z, Z-U-Y. How do you pronounce that last name?
That's a different part of it. That was from a while back. I didn't know what I was doing actually for some pages. I was just trying some stuff out. The Zudwig last name is Dutch. My real name I don't use for music. That's why I use Richie. That's my stage name. Like most people, a lot of people do. I know some people use their real names, but I prefer to use Richie because my deceased guitar teacher was around. That's what he always called me. My best friends call me Richie all the time. Anyone who's extremely close to me calls me Richie. And that's why I thought might as well just use the name Richie Mullins.
Oh, one of the great movies, La Bamba, was about Ricardo Valenzuela, and they Anglified his name to Richie Valens. So he sang La Bamba as Richie Valens. And my name is for sure not KeysDAN. I just happen to be from the Florida Keys, and my name's Daniel. So Daniel Gilson, you could find Daniel Gilson maybe 10 times on the internet, but KeysDAN millions of times. So you have to brand. I want people to know how to find you. So I think we determined it. Richie Mullins, and then look up Joan. Richie Mullins, Joan. It's out there. That's that's going to lead you right back there. Go.
And if you actually have trouble on YouTube, you can go to my website, RichieMullinsMusic.com. Go to the music. I believe 3 of my songs are on the website. It's going to be updated to where all of them are on it. But if you click on one song, you'll be directed straight to my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to find all the other songs to listen to right there and then.
Well, I know that there's a way, that you can buy songs off of your personal video, and updating videos, updating websites is not easy I used to use Front Page, and then that went away. Then I used Dreamweaver, and then that went away. So I had to learn HTML all over again. And now HTML is pretty much gone away. So PHP pages. So unless you subscribe to some of these services, building a website and keeping it up to date is so hard. So yes, follow you on your social media, because that's probably easier to update your Facebook and your Twitter and your Instagram. Yes, that's the easiest way to find you. But definitely go find you on your DistroKid and the the various places that you could buy the records. I think people sell records and sell copies of their songs on their websites. So I want you to be able to do that as well. But, definitely lead everybody to Richie Mullins music.com. And that's where you'll find all things Richie Mullins. Hey, anything else you want to talk about, or you want to spread the word about, or as we wind this thing down?
Well, like I said before, with my music, you can find it at any streaming service. That's why I know DistroKid is not a secret whatsoever. It's public knowledge. For any artists out there, it's an amazing service to do, because they will distribute any store. It does not matter. And once you get physical copies, they can actually send your physical copies to like Walmart and stuff to sell. But my music is on literally every streaming platform there is. I myself put my songs on YouTube, because yes, they do put on YouTube, but I can personalize my own stuff when I put it on YouTube also. And that's what I like to do. You can find it both ways on there. I know YouTube's the easiest way to listen, because you don't have to pay anything. But like I said, it's on streaming services. You can find on my Facebook page. I'll be posting them once in a while to try and help people listen to them. My website will definitely have them. And even the East Awards are coming up. So on August 5th, I'll be at the ESA Awards for my song Joan. That's what got me in the finalist area. So
yeah, we talked about that last time. The International Singer-Songwriter Association. That's for independent artists, people that are not quote unquote signed to the big giant record labels. It's still a place that you could come together, not just get accolades and get recognized for songs that you've created. And my goodness, you've created a fantastic song for your dearly departed grandma called Joan, but also it's a place that you can network. You can meet people. You can collaborate with people. You can get new ideas. Maybe you've been putting the wrong strings on your guitars, or maybe you put different strings on your guitars, or get a different amp. But learn about microphones and usage, and oh my goodness. But I did click your distrokid.com, and it does take you to your Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, and Deezer. I'm not even sure what that is, but hey, you got one. It's out there.
Yeah, there's some streaming services I've never heard of, but my music's on them.
That's right. Same as my podcast. It's out there. It's all over the interwebs, and hopefully it gets Richie Mullins a little bit more traction. All right, my man. Well, that's it for this one. I guess we can wind this thing down, and let's talk again as time progresses. This has been great, man. It's nice to see your face. And I always finish these things off with last words for the people. This could be words to live by, something you heard a long time ago, or just whatever pops into your head at this moment in time. Richie Mullins, give the last words for the people.
All I'd like to say is follow your dreams, no matter how crazy they can seem, and always let life lead you the path that it wants to, because everything will work out as long as you follow what life wants.
Well, there you have it, party people. Richie Mullins. What a cool dude. It's nice catching up with Richie. Richie, my Richie. Thank God he's a country boy. Making that good music, man, and getting inspired from all over the place, man. And mostly the ladies in his life are a good inspiration for the music. But there's other places, there's other things, and he's got a bit of a team that's helping him out, helping him to get to the next level. And hopefully you, my loyal listener, will tell 2 friends about Richie Mullins. Heck, tell 4 friends. Heck, make an auditorium, rent out an auditorium and put 1,000 people in there and tell everybody about Richie Mullins and his music. As the world needs to know. That boy's good. He's real good. He's doing it, man. And it was nice to have Richie Mullins and his puppy on the podcast. If you're, like I said, if you're listening to the audio version, check out the video version. You'll see that puppy on the screen right there. That's so good. All right, party people. That's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. Thanks again, Richie Mullins, for being on the podcast. Now, if you, my loyal listener, if you'd like to tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email keysdan@aol.com. That's it for me. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.